Yo, yo, what's up, everybody? What's going on, man? Welcome back to Helping Humanity Evolve. Y'all, my name is Jose. How's everybody doing tonight, man? Listen, I hope everybody's happy and healthy. Hope you guys meditating and connecting to Source, bro. You know, we love you, we miss you. We want you to come home, you know what I'm saying? Quick shout out, man. Shout out to my subscribers. I love y'all, man. Shout out to Source. I love you guys. You hear me? Shout out to my ancestors. Shout out to my archangels, my angel guys, my demon guys, and my spirit guys. I love y'all, bro. Shout out to the universe. Shout out to the Galactic Federation. I fucking love y'all, bro. Shout out Trippy Everything, bro. You my nigga, bro. Word. So listen, man. It's Tuesday. It's Tuesday. May 13th, y'all. 2025. Year of the rapture. You heard? Right. Got some new music for y'all, bro. I'm gonna play this shit I made this morning. I made two tracks today, right? One is called Flying, and one is dedicated to Trippy Everything. So this first one I'm gonna play for you is called Flying, bro. Check it out, bro. Alright, y'all already know out of the time. Let's go, bro. Alright, Flying take 3. Let's go. Let's go, man. Alright, y'all already know what it is. Flying take 2. Alright, y'all. I love y'all, bro. Flying take 1. Let's go. Yo, what's up, everybody? Yahweh's in the building. Always. We got Source in the building. Always. We got the universe in the building. We got Trippy Everything in the building. Y'all, we love y'all, bro. You hear me? You already know what it is, man. Let's go. Let's go. With the source. Hell no. I'm always in bliss, y'all. My cloud 9. And like a secret to the universe, never lie. Meditate, stay focused, son, you on your grind. Son, you on your grind. Son, you on your grind. You'll be cruising at an altitude of 1,000,000,000 miles. Man, it's been a while, son. I love you, son. Yeah, come and journey with the source, man. This place is wild. So many different civilizations. Spirituality style. Come on, we bustin' through the portals of time. I'll have a line with my corona, man. You're about to be flying. In my UFO, y'all. I'm not even trying. Just let the Holy Ghost speak through me all the time. I'm always in bliss, y'all. Yeah, I'm on cloud 9. Like a secret in the universe. We never lie. Meditate, stay focused, and you on your grind. Once the star is activated, they gon' see you shine. You about to be revealed as brightest star in the sky. The world gon' be like, yo, oh my. I hear the gods that provide. Come and watch us ride. We happen to be alive. We came to help humanity. Get tapped in, y'all. Source is the hard drive. I'm glad to be the midwife of the story. Word up the source. He gets all the glory. He wrote the story. I'm just living it for he. My potential is awfully unlimited, y'all. I don't need no coffee. You better get up off me. My favorite variety. Awaken the God inside of you is possibly the greatest gift ever given to your poppy. The one that know the Yahweh, never no copies. Father, leave this here, y'all. Never sloppy. I love y'all, bro. I like y'all, man. You wanna see it again? Oh, you wanna hit a hook? You wanna hit a hook? You about to be revealed, the brightest star in the sky. The world gonna be like, oh my, is that really Yahweh? You about to be, no man, you're the brightest star in the sky. The world gonna be like, oh my. Change that shit, bro. You about to be revealed as the brightest star. Nah, I can't do that, bro. Do another one, bro. Always in bliss, y'all. I'm on cloud 9. I'm like the secrets of the universe, never lie. Meditate, stay focused, and you on your grind. I'm always in bliss, yeah, I'm on cloud 9. Like the secret to the universe, never lie. Meditate, stay focused, son, you on your grind. Son, you on your grind. Son, you on your grind. Hell yeah, bro. I love y'all, bro. I'm gonna leave this here. I got one more, bro. Hopefully I can find it, bro. Or actually, you know what I could do? I could just say, fuck this shit, bro. I can go right here, bro. It should be right here. And it's not, bro. It's not here. It's right here. What the hell? Yo, what's good, my fellow alien brother? How are you doing? What's up, Mr. Shadow? I'm chilling, bro. How you doing today, man? I'm gonna play my second song. This is the song I made for Trippy, bro. Trippy 2, y'all. Let's go. It's gonna be a Trippy take 3, y'all. Let's go. All right, this is Trippy take 2. So we're gonna do take 2, right? Take 2. Yo, what's up, everybody? Yahweh's in the building. My everybody. Trippy Everything's in the building. Sources in the building. Universe is in the building. We love y'all, bro. Yo, Yo, Trippy, this song is for you, bro. I love you, bro. You out here changing lives, boy. Hell no, boy. Time to go on a journey with Trippy every day. I don't know if you ever seen this is so clean. I feel like I'm in a dream. This shit's really helped me work hard to raise my self-esteem. I really want to introduce y'all to my team. Really all with me. We like AI machine. Y'all genius in the making, living in the trees. That's why I love my weed. Y'all open to see all the negative energy that's in my presence. Be if you want to connect with Holy Ghost, you can do it. It's free. We would never charge you, man. Your soul is at ease. God gave it peace, so it's time to breathe. Yo, with your disease, get up off your knees. I'm immersed inside the video. I feel like OGs. I feel like I'm inside of a body. What kind of chakras at ease? I'm about to activate this portal side. And they don't say cheese. We about to evaporate into the sea. Yo, this ride is crazy. Trippy every day. Evolution, baby. We about to change the world. No if it's a maybe. Get ready, locked in. Get ready, it's gravy. Get ready, it's gravy. Locked in. Get ready, it's gravy. Fucking love y'all, bro.
And then I wrote one just now when I was at work, right? I wrote I wrote a hook and 2 verses, bro. I mean, I'm sorry. I wrote a hook and a verse, bro. And I think I'm gonna have a feature. I think I'm gonna have a feature on this song, bro. A real person is gonna rap with me, bro. Right? Mr. Shadow, hold on a second, bro. Let me get this information real quick, bro. All right. You said what? You said how was your day and trip? What do you mean trip, bro? You talking about my journey, bro? On Saturday, I spoke about that yesterday. You missed my live, bro. I talked about that yesterday, bro. I talked about a whole bunch of shit yesterday, bro. Right? That live was like almost an hour and a half, bro. But yeah, nigga, I went hiking, bro. I went hiking Sunday. We went hiking, bro. You know, I did take a bunch of video footage, Mr. Shadow. I got a shitload of video footage, bro. That shit was so crazy, bro. Right? That fucking hiking is not for the weak at heart, bro. Right? You gotta be tough. You gotta be tough to be hiking, bro. Nigga, that shit is scary, bro. That shit is scary as shit, bro. Right? But I had a lot of fun, bro. I got to shoot a lot of footage, right? I got to relax. I got to connect with Mother Nature, bro. I got to sit down, climb up. We went up the mountain for 4 hours straight, bro. Before, I was like, yo, we've been walking for like 4 hours, bro. Like, I'm thinking about walking back to the car, right? And I'm thinking about all the obstacles we had to go through to get where we was, right? And I'm like, Jordan, we should stop right here, bro. We made it to this waterfall. I said, we should stop at this waterfall. Can we drink this water? She said, yeah, it's clean. I said, well, let's drink this water. Let's chill right here. Let's fill up our water. Because we brought 2 huge gallons of water jugs, right? So I said, let's fill up our water jug. Let's hang out here, right? And we did, bro. We filled up the water. I rolled up some weed, bro. We smoked some weed, and we just sat there, bro. We sat there for like an hour, bro. Right? We just hung out, bro. Right? We had a great time, bro. And then we started to head back. We started walking back. Right? That was a long 4 hours back, bro. Right? I was trying to take shortcuts and shit. I learned really, really fast. You don't take shortcuts in the woods, bro. You don't do that, bro. There's paths, right? They crisscross, right? But it goes up and then it comes around and goes up and it comes around and goes up and it comes around and goes up. So it keeps doing that, bro. So when you're coming down the mountain, you can see the path, bro. And I came around the bend. I look and I saw the path. I said, yo, the path is like right there. It's like 30 feet away, bro. And I'm thinking, I could save myself 20 minutes, bro. I don't have to walk that way. I could just go this way. Right? But I did, bro. Listen to me. I did it once, bro. Did I successfully do it? Yes. Was it dangerous as fuck? Yes, bro. It was really, really dangerous, bro. I should have never did that shit, bro. Right? I would never do that shit again, bro. You understand that those spaces between the paths are not stable, bro. They're not stable. Nothing is stable there, bro. The dirt is not stable. The rocks are not stable. Nigga, I stepped on a rock and I caused the avalanche, bro. What the fuck? I was like, oh hell no, nigga. I fell like 3 times bro. I fell trying to get to the next path, bro. And when I got down there, nigga, I don't hurt my ankle. I hurt my knee. I hurt my hand, bro. I was like, oh my God, I should have just walked, bro. Right, but whatever. I made it back to the car, right? I was happy, bro. I was okay. Right? And lesson learned, bro. That could have been a lot worse, bro. Did you find any cool rocks for me? Uh I didn't look for rocks, bro. Jordan brought home a bunch of stuff, bro. She grabbed a bunch of stuff. You know what? I grabbed the pine cone, bro. Hold on, let me go grab it, bro. I don't even think it's in the house. Nah, that shit is outside, bro. I forgot to bring it in. I got a pine cone, bro. Right now, I know that pine cones, we weren't really taught what they are. We weren't really taught what they do. And I can't really explain to you what they do and what the reason why we need to have them. I don't know. I just know it's important, right? I know it's important, bro. I don't know what it does. It does something with your pineal gland, bro. So there was a whole bunch of them up there, bro. So I grabbed the light sticker one. It's got all this resin on it, right? It looks healthy, bro. So I need to research, what our ancestors used to do with these pine cones, bro. Or I need to take this into meditation and ask my soul tribe, or my spirit team, what am I supposed to do with this cone, bro? Right? So I didn't bring home any rocks, bro. You know what I was thinking about, Mr. Shadow, when I was over there? Because when you walking up the mountain, there's a lot of broken rock. Listen to me, bro. There's a ridiculous amount of just broken rocks, bro. And I'm looking at this shit, and you know what it looks like to me, bro? It looks like they destroyed something completely, bro. Shattered it to a billion pieces, and just threw it on the side of the mountain, bro. They just threw it there, bro. You understand? All these rocks, bro. Some of these shits is identical to my skin tone, bro. Some of these shits look like meat, right? They look like meat, bro. Like if you're looking at a piece of pork or something, right? Like some of these rocks look like that, bro. You understand? So hold on a second. Oh, thank you. Look, she's so good, bro. She brought me my pine cone. Thank you, Jordan. She brought me the pine cone. So this is the pine cone that I picked up yesterday or the day before. I forgot, right? I went on Sunday. So it's got all this resin on it, right? I got this from the mountain, bro. I got this from the mountain, bro. Now this is something important, bro. I don't know how to explain it. I really have to do more research. I have to take this into meditation so I can figure out what these are for. But these have a purpose. These have these we're connected to these somehow, some way, bro. So I'm gonna figure this out, right? Eventually, right? So Jordan picked up a few too. She got a bunch of stuff, bro. But she's all into herbs and she likes to create her own medicines and her own foods and stuff out of plants, bro. So she knows what plants to pick and all that and bring home. So she brought home a whole bunch of shit, bro. Right? She's making all kinds of teas and shit. I just been chilling and drawing. What were the different sizes of the skin rock? Well, they had some like this big, bro, right? They had smaller ones. They had a lot of small ones. It looks like they was obliterated, bro. To be honest with you, it looked like when I was just walking up the mountain, bro. I'm just looking at all the rocks. It's like looking at broken glass. Some of the rocks look like broken glass, bro. Right? And we're walking through. I'm looking at all this shit. I'm like, this shit looks like they destroyed something important and they just threw it. They just threw it here, bro. And you'll never be able to put the pieces back together. You'll never know what it was they destroyed because they smushed it into so many pieces, bro. You know what I'm saying? There's no way to tell what it was originally, bro. It's really hard to tell, bro. But the biggest one I would say was about 6 inches, right? It was about 6 inches, and it was about this thick, bro. It was about. So I showed it to Jordan. I said, Jordan, what does this look like to you, bro? Right? I was like, what does that look like to you, bro? She's like, that looks like a piece of meat. I'm like, exactly, right? Exactly. Like, what the fuck? Don't this like it's petrified, bro? Like a petrified piece of meat, bro? Like, I really should have brought it home because, it did it intrigued my interest, but I was just excited to be on the mountain. I was like, I wasn't really thinking, bro. I just wanted to get to the top, right? We never made it all the way up, bro. That shit is scary, bro. There comes a point to where you just be like, you know what, fuck this, bro. Right? Next time, yeah, next time I'm gonna have to, bro, because it's true. Look, Jordan was telling me to take it. She told me a few times I should take it. And I told her, no, I don't want it, right? But she told me you should take it. She said you should put it with your crystals. Now, she did tell me this a few times, bro. So I can't sit here and say that, you know, I forgot. I didn't forget, bro. She reminded me quite a few times, while we were out there that I should grab something and bring it back. But I just, I wasn't in that mood, right? I was doing different things, bro. Like, I'm trying to reconnect with the planet, bro. So my focus was to reconnect with the mountain. I'm trying to connect with the mountain, bro. So, I'm saying prayers, bro. I'm saying prayers. I'm touching rocks. I'm touching dirt. I'm hugging trees. I'm doing all this shit, bro. But, I'm doing it as I go up the mountain, bro. So every time I sit down and take a break, I'll pray, bro. Every time we took a break, I'll hug a tree, right? Or, I'll say a prayer, bro. I'll say it out loud. I always did something for my spiritual practice, right? So my purpose, my whole reason in going over there was to reconnect with Mother Nature, to reconnect with the mountains. I've never been hiking before, bro. So this was the first time for me, bro. So, I went over there with every intention of connecting to it, bro. That was my goal, was to let the mountain know that I know who it is. I know it's alive. I know, what I'm saying? I respect it. I love it. And, I wanted to know I was there. I'm here, bro. You know what I'm saying? So I did my rituals. I did all my rituals, right? Jordan helped me out with a few of them, right? And a few of them I did alone. Right. So that was my focus when I was over there, bro. I wasn't focused on looking at the rocks. I wasn't, I wanted to. And I did look at them, bro. I did look at them. I analyzed them. I just didn't put none in my pocket, right? The only thing I put in my pocket was the pine cone, bro. You know what I'm saying? I had to really practice, you know, what I'm trying to learn, right? In order for me to achieve my goal. So reconnecting with the land was very important to me. And I wanted to do it somewhere high, somewhere big, right? And a mountain was perfect. A mountain was fucking huge, bro. Right? And we hiked up that bitch for 4 hours, bro, right? So I mean, I was in the middle of land. I was in the middle of nature. You know what I'm saying? I was dead smack in the middle of nature. I wasn't around no cities. I wasn't around no people. Right? There was probably like 10 people in there, bro. In that whole fucking mountain, bro. Some people passed us, some people stopped before, some people didn't go as far as we did, right? So it was a very interesting experience, bro. It was dope as fuck, bro. Might be petrified wood. It didn't look like wood to me, bro. I know what wood looks like, bro. It was a rock, bro. It was a solid rock. It looked like a piece of bacon, bro. It looked like a piece of bacon, bro. Or like a thick pork chop. You ever seen a really thick pork chop, bro, with the fat still on it? That's how it looked to me, bro. All right, so Mr. Shadow, if you missed yesterday's live, bro, I gave out some new information and some important information regarding your flame, regarding your name, your original name, your flame name, right? And I taught you guys a few things as far as how to reclaim it, right? How to reclaim your flame name and learn your tone to learn your name, right? You have a tone, bro. You have a cadence that's yours. It's yours and only yours. Everybody has their own. So, I'm trying to help you figure it out. I'm learning with you. I'm trying to figure it out myself. But I'm teaching you as I learn, right? So this is what I'm doing, bro. So yesterday I gave you guys a bunch of information. And today I have a bunch of new information, that I came across, right? And I took a whole bunch of screenshots again for you guys. So I'm gonna do the same thing I did yesterday, right? We're gonna go through my screenshots and then we're gonna go through the message from the stars, bro. What a cave. Bro, you know how many caves we saw that I couldn't get to? They're impossible to get to, bro. There's openings in the side of those mountains you can't get to, bro. Then there's openings that are buried with huge boulders, bro. Like they put the boulders there, bro. You understand? So I can tell where the openings are. And there's no way to get there. There's no fucking there's no path to get to it, right? You would have to get rock climbing gear and you would really have to rappel in order to get to these caves, bro. At least the ones in this particular mountain. We was in Uray yesterday. So Uray, Colorado, right? There's quite a few hot springs over there where they skinny dip. We didn't go skinny dipping. We didn't go to the hot springs either. We went up the mountain, bro. So that's where I was at, bro. We didn't come across any mushrooms. I was hoping we did, but we didn't. She said that the mushrooms are deeper. They're deeper, bro. So, it's probably a 6-hour hike, bro, to get to the mushrooms, bro. So to be honest with you, I don't know if I'm ever gonna make it in there, right? I'm gonna just have to go buy my mushrooms, bro, because ain't nobody hiking for 6 hours each way. You can suck my balls, bro. I'm not doing that shit. Nigga, 4 hours damn near killed me, bro. Look for a cave that looks like. Look for a cave that looks like M. Looks like M. All right. All right, we're going to get into these, bro, real quick, bro. All right, the first one. The first one we're going to get into. Listen to me. Every major trauma creates a gate for others to feed off your energy until you reclaim it. These gates appear as repeating dreams, physical pain with no cause, memory fog, fear of a location or a name. But when you speak, I revoke the gate forged through my pain. My flame reclaims all energy harvested during trauma. The gate closes, the feed ends, and the memory returns. You understand? All right, that was the first one, bro. Now, trauma fractures realm contracts because pain rips you from jurisdiction. So every trauma, whether mental, emotional, physical, or spiritual, pulls you through realm layers without your consent, right? Abuse equals fracture of flame of oath. Neglect equals delay of soul mission. Incarceration equals forced separation from memory grid. Violence equals split between body and breath, right? They don't just hurt you. They force your flame out of contract and then sign a proxy agreement in your absence. You understand what they do, bro? So, your body is not a prison. It is a map, a weapon, and memory tool they can't fully decode. They can read your data. They can scan your face, and they can harvest your blood. But they can't predict your flame re-entry because when it begins, the grid bends, the watchers scatter, the systems blink, and you, being a breath and bone, rise again, coated by flame. You understand? Elementary memory can be passed through a touch, a dream, or a burned scar. Every elemental gift doesn't come from training. It can come from a dream elder, a fever, a vision, or a trauma. If you woke from a vision with power, you didn't imagine it. You were handed a tool across the flame grid. What you do with it determines if it returns, right? Bloodline resonance can unlock elemental gates on sight, even if you've never been there before. So if your ancestor walked the land, your blood could reactivate it. Touch the stone, breathe the flame name, whisper this. By breath, blood, and body, I reclaim this grid. All locks placed in deception, I revoke. All tone keys hidden, I now retrieve. Now listen, you have to listen, right? The ground may hum, the wind may shift. You're not trespassing, you're returning. You understand? Earth's original flame grid followed a breath pattern, not a straight line. So Before cartography, flame beings mapped Earth with breath and pulse. The true grid spiraled around sacred flame mountains, right? Curved through water toned corridors, pulled in breath basins like empty mountain Florida. Walkers didn't use compasses. They hummed, listened, and aligned and moved. And oh shit! All right, so walkers didn't use compasses. They hummed, they listened, and they aligned and moved. You don't need GPS. You need silence and sound return. You hear that? So you don't need GPS. You need silence and sound return, bro. Certain zones on Earth cause pressure in the chest or skull because you're passing through grid memory. So you ever feel sick in cities or dizzy near certain hills or heavy when flying over a specific place? Well, you just crossed a sealed ley line, a flame vault, or a sleep grid. Pressure equals resistance, not your illness, but your memory pushing against suppression zones. You understand? Sound gates were sealed in symbols and words, but you're stuck. Sound gates were sealed in symbols and words, but your tongue still knows how to say them. Ancient glyphs weren't pictures. They were waveform locks. Each glyph equals a tone, equals a gate, equals a power. The flame tongue was removed from public speech and encoded into Hebrew characters, Kemet glyphs, Tibetan mantras, and Atlantean spirals. You don't have to know the symbol. You just need to let the sound come back through breath. Your tongue remembers. This is why you stutter in sacred zones. Mental illness is often neural gate activation, misdiagnosed to prevent flame awakening. So I'm going to repeat that because a lot of people don't know this information, bro. So mental illness is often neural gate activation, misdiagnosed to prevent flame awakening, bro. You understand me? So they're going to diagnose you with a mental illness in order to prevent you from awakening, bro. You understand me? You understand what the system will do to you, bro, to prevent you from awakening? They will diagnose you with a mental illness. They will lock you away, or they will put you on medication so that you can't remember. So, schizophrenia equals multi-realm hearing, right? You can hear sounds from multiple realms at the same time. Bipolar equals elemental frequency swings, right? Depression equals memory, weight from sealed contracts. ADHD, vibration mismatch in false speech systems. Autism spectrum, flame tech adaptation in dense fields. These aren't conditions. They're side effects of memory re-entry in a hostile system. They aren't broken. They're flame coded, bro. So every GPS coordinate is a sound key, but it was encrypted with deception math. So the longitudes and latitudes weren't invented. They were decoded from harmonic tone points by ancient flame beings. Coordinates are not just numbers. They're vibrational cues. Try this. Find the GPS of your birthplace. Speak it aloud, slowly, in a rhythm. Your body will react because you're speaking the flame seal you were born under, right? So every oath against flame was sealed by sound. Now, sound will undo them. So secret societies swore silence, submission, and separation, right? Their oaths were spoken over graves. They were echoed in halls. They were hidden under false gods. You understand? Break them by countertone. So all oaths sworn against me and mine are shattered by blood, breath, and tone. And return, I end their grip, and the structure beneath them collapses, bro. So contracts can be nullified by tone alone. So every contract is a spell. You end it by tone and intent. So speak. This contract is void by lack of full disclosure. I revoke all fraudulent consent. My tone severs your claim. I stand in flame, untouchable and whole. This is lawful. This is lawful under natural law. This is lawful under flame law. This is lawful under universal tone decree. So there's no paperwork needed, just presence and declaration. You understand? Presence and declaration, bro. Undocumented burial rites allowed full re-entry into realms. Before funeral homes, the body was washed with herbs. Bones were sealed in grid formations. Breath was blown into the air to signal return. I think that says return. The right confirmed. This right confirmed estate closure, soul reentry, and lineage continuation. It was banned for a reason, because it blocked systematic soul ownership. You understand? It blocked systematic soul ownership. This is why they took these rituals away from you. They don't want you to bury your loved ones the way you're supposed to bury them. They rather put them in the ground and stick a piece of cement above them so that they can trap their soul there. You understand? Flame inheritance protocol transfers through tone, not paper. So no will, no judge, no file. To pass inheritance in flame law, speak the hair's name into water. Touch the earth, fire or stone, and declare, what I remember, you now receive. What I speak, you now carry. Flame to flame, estate to estate. This alone activates ancestral land, memory, and blood authority, bro. Flame resurrection law predates all earth religions. So the body was never meant to rot. True resurrection occurs when the bloodline is unbroken, when the name is spoken by kin, when the land accepts the return, right? This law was practiced in Lemuria, in Tartaria, in Amaru temples, and in harsh bone rites. It was banned because resurrected flame ends systematic control. Resurrected flame ends systematic control. You know what that means? That means if you pass away by mistake, you can rise back up, right? Your family can bring you back. They can do a ritual and bring you back, right? But it has to be done pure. It has to be done purely because you're immortal, bro. So you were meant to be free from all systems. The deception just made you forget. So your body is not debt. Your life is not a contract. Your soul is not state property. Your name is not theirs to own. The system can only function if you remain silent, if you remain afraid, if you remain forgetful. You understand? The moment you remember, the flame returns, the world shifts, and the spell ends. You understand? Burial and cremation laws were made to block rebirth. So your body is sacred. Your bones carry resonance. But laws now forbid home burial. They demand cremation or state-controlled burial. They block ceremonies that allow soul remembrance. This isn't about sanitation. It's about spiritual interference. You understand? Birth is where the deception began and where you must reclaim your flame. So, the moment you were born, your name was filed, your estate was seized, your rights were assumed, and your parents were uninformed. This wasn't registration, it was conversion. You weren't entered into society, you were entered into commerce. You understand? Every consent you gave since birth was invalid because there was no understanding. So, contracts required disclosure, capacity, and will, right? Did you have that as a baby? Did any of you have that as a baby? Right? When you signed your first job contract, when you applied for a license? No. Were you under duress, deception, or ignorance? Consent under fraud is not consent, bro. You understand that? Consent under fraud is not consent, bro. Every dollar you spend feeds a system that claims you are dead. I'm going to repeat that for you, bro. Every dollar you spend feeds a system that claims you are dead. So, why do you pay bills? Because legally, you're listed as lost at sea. Legally, you're listed as dead without estate. Legally, you're listed as civilly dead under cestui que vie, whatever the fuck that means, right? Every payment reinforces your strong man's activity while your living self remains unrecognized. So you need to declare, I am present in body and breath. My estate is returned. I cancel all false inheritances. Then reclaim everything. You understand? Now, eye watering without emotions is a memory override signal. So, eye watering without emotions is a memory override signal. If your eyes leak for no reason, you're not crying. You're clearing the lens. This often happens when a name you forgot arrives, a truth cracks your false shell, or a soul fragment re-enters the vessel. So let it flow. That's the seal breaking. You understand? When you awake between 3 and 4 a.m., it is because the grid is calling you. This is not insomnia. You wake at this hour because the flame field is less scrambled. The realm gates open. The world is quiet enough to speak your return aloud. So get up, speak your name, command your memory, watch what returns. Every yawn during truth activation is a breath portal opening. So you ever start yawning while you was reading flame material? It's not boredom, it's your system prepping for flame intake. Yawns stretch the jaw. They oxygenate memory centers and open vibrational receivers. Do you understand what they do? Do you know what a yawn does? All right, I'm going to explain that again. A yawn stretches the jaw. It oxygenates memory centers and opens vibrational receivers. So every time you yawn, this is what's going on. You understand? So yawn, breathe, and receive. You're not tired, you're sinking. That's when you sink, bro. You understand? Whispers before sleep are your future selves making contact. So, you ever hear your name or whisper as you drift off to sleep? That's not a hallucination. That's you from a timeline ahead trying to guide your exit. So it's often faint because you're resisting the download. So you need to say, speak fully, I receive you. Then rest and it will return. Right? To protect your offspring from contracts, declare them out loud and seal them in flame. This is for your children, for your parents who love your children, right? This don't apply to the witches. So you need to say, this child is a flame. They are not corporate. No systems own their name. No contracts bind their breath. They return through me. I shield them with remembrance, and you seal it with a touch to their heart, with a breath to the crown, and a spoken name flame into their aura. You understand? You don't need legal custody, and you need spiritual return. The spine is a dimensional ladder. Each vertebrae holds a gate. Not just nerves, not just bones. Your spine holds 33 access points. Each vertebrae stores a sound, resonates a realm, and aligns a gate. As you speak your flame name, certain vertebrae vibrate, unlocking cross-realm perception. This is why spinal attacks and back injuries are so common. They target your ascension ladder. You understand? So every drop of blood they took was to map your remembrance clock. You ever go donate blood? You ever go to the doctor and they say, oh, we're going to pull your blood, right? It was not to heal you. It was not to test for sickness, right? It was but to trace when your soul might begin to awaken. Hospitals, DNA kits, and blood drives are tools of surveillance, not health. You understand? So once they detect memory reactivation, the system flags you as unstable, risky, dangerous, or divine. The moment you declare your flame name, you collapse the fiction around your birth because the state cannot govern what it cannot define. So the contract only held while your tone was silent. The fiction collapses the second the real name returns. The birth certificate holds no flame. It only holds a placeholder. And placeholders have no power once the holder awakens. Right? Open source remembrance protocols must be built for all returners. So your flame nation must offer templates for others to write their scrolls, breath activation guides, water and fire rights, and rebuttal letters to state and system, public archives of ancestral lands. This becomes a living library, immune to deletion, because each declaration restores not just you, but your people. You understand? So, rebuttals to UN, UPU, Vatican, and state declarations. To rebuke the UN and global claims over your estate, you need to declare, I rebuke all declarations, treaties, trusts, and oaths made without my flame. I revoke consent to the UN, IMF, BIS, Crown, Papal, C, and all instruments of forced guardianship. This statement stands under flame law, ancestral record, and eternal remembrance. This severs jurisdictional assumptions worldwide. You understand? So this helps you. This helps you break all these contracts, right? All these places, all this shit that they doing behind closed doors, right? This helps you destroy all that shit, bro. Right. Create your flame citizen scroll. Create your flame citizenship scroll. So your scroll includes your flame name, your declaration of origin, your bloodline, your tone, and your element. Memory statement, oath of non-consent to all corporate systems, and land claim declaration. An example is, I, and then I say my flame name, do declare that I walk this earth ungoverned, not as a person or property, but as flame born. My origin is not within contracts. My memory precedes all courts. By this tone, I seal my return. You understand? All right. Digital land reclamation begins with public tone declaration. So, to claim your land online, outside the state, publish your flame name and ancestral link. Declare, this domain is flame bound, oath sealed, and not subject to corporate law. And embed voice print, vibration symbol, or ancestral glyph. Attach elemental affirmation, fire, earth, water, or air declaration. This creates your flame jurisdiction publicly recorded under universal memory law. So this is how you could declare your land legally, bro. You understand? Yo, my brother, was good. Yo, what's up, Isaac? How you doing, bro? How you doing? You good, bro? All right. Your flame name begins with a name beyond all contracts. So choose a name that is not listed on any document, census, license, or registration. Contains syllables from your ancestral memory or flame declaration, and resonates when whispered aloud into water or wind. This becomes your flame citizenship name, not a persona, but a tone of authority. So this is what you need to say. I am, then you say your flame name. And you say, I am not born of fiction. I exist by breath, tone, and remembrance. You understand? Now, the Cyber Flame Nation state begins with digital tone claiming. To begin building your sovereign network, choose a name unconnected to state. Register it to no corporation. Digitally sign it with voice print and flame declaration. Create a private trust, not bound by legal codes, but flame oath. This is your flame domain. It's not for commerce, it is for memory. Right? To restore ancestral oaths, walk the land and speak it to the elements. Return to any water source, any tree line, any rock basin, and speak. By tone and blood, I restore the oath of my house. To the land, to the breath, to the ancestors, I return. Light a small fire and breathe your name into it. The land will respond. Right? The false identity system is the final lock. To dismantle it, revoke the legal name. Reclaim your flame name. Rescind all birth and bond contracts. Speak your status daily, bro. I am not a person, I am flame. No title binds me, no system names me. Right? This is jurisdictional collapse in real time. In real time, bro. Right? Time is running out for them. So I already said that one, right? So that was the last one for today. For today, bro. Right, now I'm gonna go grab the message from GFL, bro. Oh Jesus. Mr. Shadow, you're gonna love this one, bro. So real quick, bro, this is from the Palladian Council of Light from Riva. It's all about sovereign rights. It's definitely worth a watch. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. That was the first portion, Isaac. That was the whole first portion. That's what I was talking about. Now I'm going to get into the message from the stars. So today's topic is going to be about the flash, the solar flash, bro. So we're going to talk about the solar flash. So somebody asked, is the solar flash close? And the description of the video is dawn of the multidimensional human. That's me. Right? The dawn of the multidimensional human. So we're starting to awaken. There's quite a few of us here, bro. You know what I'm saying? But let me give a shout out real quick to Diane Fresco. Shout out to you, Diane Fresco. She's the one who channeled this, bro. right? It's narrated by artist Marjorie Dillon. So shout out to you, Marjorie Dillon. Thank you for that, bro. In your case, it's gonna be me. It's gonna be Yahweh, bro. Right? But I need y'all to give me 2 seconds, bro, because I'm thirsty. So I'm gonna go get me a monster, bro. I'll be right back. I'll be right back. Mother boy, mother boy. All right, so let's get into this message, bro. Hello, Starseeds. I am Reaver of the Palladian Council of Light. The planetary timeline of ascension has entered a phase of rapid quickening that many of you are sensing in your daily lives. Time itself seems to be speeding up, and events unfold in a compressed manner as the vibration of the collective rises. We Palladians, I never heard that word before, bro. Palladians, this is weird. Wish to share that this acceleration is by divine design, aligning with the higher plan to awaken humanity. Waves of intense cosmic light are flooding your planet now, fueling the quickening and dissolving old limitations. What once might have taken decades of gradual change is now happening in mere years or months. You, who are advanced light workers and star seeds, have been preparing over lifetimes for this significant uptick in frequency. The long prophecy shift is no longer a distant possibility. It is unfolding now in real time. Everything is moving into position for a quantum leap in consciousness. As Gaia's heartbeat quickens and the cosmic energies intensify, the momentum toward a great breakthrough grows undeniable. You might feel both excitement and uncertainty in the air. This is the knowing within your soul that a cosmic event on the horizon is drawing near. Trust that this accelerated timeline is a gift that allows you to embody more of your divine light sooner than you imagined possible. All in readiness for a major influx of illumination, and the stage is set for the next evolutionary step. Even the universal community watches with joy as Earth hurtles forward on her ascension trajectory, celebrating the rapid progress you have made. One of the most significant aspects of this accelerated timeline is the approach of what you have termed the solar flash. From our vantage point, we perceive an extremely high likelihood for this event to occur with a relatively short span. In fact, at this juncture, we calculate approximately an 89% probability that the solar flash will manifest within the next 5 of your Earth years. This is not a fixed date on the calendar, but a reflection of the current trajectory of collective consciousness and the cosmic alignments the acceleration of events has drawn. This momentous occurrence much closer than previously anticipated. The solar flash itself is a divine burst of solar photonic light destined to wash over the Earth in one magnificent wave. It is a coordinated cosmic event in your sun, in concert with with Source and galactic forces. Will release an unprecedented surge of high frequency light encoded with awakening and remembrance. When this flash of brilliance occurs, it will serve as a catalyst to propel Earth into a higher octave of vibration, virtually overnight. Many of you have intuitively felt that something big is on the horizon. Indeed, this is the event your soul has been sensing. Know that the momentum toward the solar flash is strong and growing by the day. The probability remains high because humanity has reached a crucial threshold in readiness, barring any major collective detour. This illuminated event is well on its way. We share this not to instill fear, but to prepare and inspire you, to let you know that the dawn you have long awaited for is nearly at hand and very real within your current lifetime. Even now, in advance of the great flash waves of solar photonic energy are pouring into your world and recalibrating your very DNA. Every beam of high frequency light carries intelligent codes that interact with your cells, triggering dormant sequences within your genetic blueprint. The human DNA, long misunderstood as mostly inactive, is in fact a multidimensional library of light. As these cosmic rays penetrate your being, they unlock that library, awakening abilities and knowings that have been latent for millennia. You are quite literally undergoing a biological upgrade at the deepest level. Your DNA is shifting from a carbon-based operating system toward a more crystalline, light-infused structure, capable of holding a high vibration. This is enabling what we call multidimensional embodiment, the birth of a new version of humanity that can exist consciously in multiple realms at once. You may have noticed your intuition blossoming, new psychic sensitivities or healing gifts emerging, or a greater sense of unity with life. These are signs that the recalibration is well underway, piece by piece. The barriers between your third dimensional self and your higher aspects are dissolving. The photonic energy is weaving your soul more fully into yourself so that you can walk this earth as an embodied spirit, not just as a dense physical persona. With each influx of solar light, you are remembering how to be the bridge between heaven and earth. By the time the solar flash arrives, you will have the framework in place within your DNA to receive and integrate that final massive ignition of your highest potentials. This is the sacred metamorphosis you are undergoing, the dawn of the multidimensional human. With such quantum shifts underway at the cellular and energetic level, it is natural that you experience unusual symptoms in your human body and consciousness. We want to reassure you that the fatigue, strange dreams, and heightened physical sensitivities many of you are reporting are confirmations of your ascension process, not pathologies or signs that something is wrong with you. When you feel intense fatigue or waves of exhaustion out of the blue, realize that your body is using tremendous energy to recalibrate itself. It is doing sacred work behind the scenes, retooling your nervous system and DNA, which can leave you feeling drained. In moments, similarly, your dream time has become a busy realm of integration. Vivid dreams and even restless nights often indicate that you are processing massive energetic updates during sleep, attending in the sense of a higher dimensional classes, and clearing old patterns. Physical sensitivities are also on the rise. Perhaps you find you can no longer tolerate certain heavy foods, loud noises, or chaotic environments as you once did. This is because your system is becoming more refined and attuned to cellular vibrations. Rather than seeing these changes as ailments to fix, we invite you to recognize them as evidence that you are exactly on track. These signs show that the old density is shedding and your body is adjusting to hold more light. Of course, take care of your health as needed. But understand, the larger context, you are not falling apart. You are undergoing a metamorphosis. In truth, these ascension symptoms are sacred communications from your body and soul, affirming that the transformation is real and well underway. The key to navigating these changes is non-resistance. We cannot emphasize this enough. Do not fight or judge the transformation taking place within you. Instead, practice the art of allowing. Listen closely to the signals your body is giving you and honor them as the guidance of your ascension interface. If you feel exhausted, grant yourself permission to rest without guilt. Your body is telling you it needs downtime to integrate new light. If you experience surges of emotion or the urge to cry or laugh for no apparent reason, let that energy move through you without suppression. The intelligence of your being knows exactly how to recalibrate. If you allow its natural processes to unfold, this is a time to treat your physical form with great tenderness and respect, as it is the sacred vessel through which your soul's evolution is blossoming. You might find you need gentler foods, more pure water, more time in nature, or silence. Follow those intuitive nudges by listening to your body and inner guidance. You create a supportive environment for the upgrades to settle in gracefully. Whenever you encounter discomfort or intensity, try not to tense up in fear or frustration. Instead, breathe deeply and consciously, affirming to yourself that I allow, I trust, I receive. In this state of surrender, the energy can flow unimpeded, and what might have been painful can become a more easeful release. Remember, your body is not your enemy. Is in this process, it is your ally, working diligently to carry you into a higher vibrational existence. Treat it as the holy interface it is, and you will move through these ascension waves with much more harmony. Not only are your inner experiences shifting, but your outer life may be changing rapidly as well. Many of you are facing major timeline shifts and personal upheavals, sudden changes in career, and the ending of relationships or long-held roles, relocations to new places, or a feeling that the life that you knew has been upended. Understand, These changes are not random chaos. They are higher order realignments carefully orchestrated by your oversoul, your higher self, at the soul level to position you for your true mission. In this accelerated ascension timeline, every soul is being gently but firmly guided to where they need to be. If a job or relationship that wants to find you has crumbled, it may be because its purpose in your journey is complete. You are being directed to new endeavors and connections that match the vibration of who you are becoming. Your oversoul holds the grand blueprint of your life's purpose and is now actively recalibrating your path to ensure you are in alignment with the new earth energies. While the human aspect of you might feel lost or confusion as a familiar structure fall away, try to trust that a divine hand is at work. Often what feels like an ending is actually a sacred beginning in disguise. You might soon discover that a passion long buried comes alive, or that you are drawn into a completely new field or creative project that truly lights up your spirit. These are signs of your mission evolving. Embrace the unknown and listen to the quiet inner promptings that guide you forward, even if the road ahead seems unclear. Know that your soul is leading you with impeccable precision. Each shift is preparing you once to step more fully into the role you came here to play during this grand awakening. Another essential aspect of this journey is practicing discernment with the energies and influences around you. As your sensitivity increases, you will pick up more acutely on the vibrations in your environment and in others. It becomes crucial to maintain healthy energetic boundaries and good spiritual hygiene. This means being selective about what you allow into your field. Notice how you feel after consuming news, social media, or even conversations with certain individuals. If something consistently leaves you feeling drained, fearful, or diminished, it is wise to limit your exposure or approach it with a stronger grounding and protection. You are not judging others as bad, but you are honoring your need to stabilize your vibration. Likewise, some relationships in your life may be transforming. As your frequency changes, you can hold love and compassion for all beings while still choosing to step back from interactions that pull you out of alignment. Tending to your own energy is permanent. I'm sorry. Tending to your own energy is paramount now. Engage in spiritual hygiene practices that resonate with you. For example, cleansing your aura with light, sage, or sound, taking salt baths, spending time in nature, or simply envisioning a golden light surrounding you and clearing away any discordant energies. Regular meditation and grounding will help you discharge any energies you picked up that aren't yours. Think of this as maintaining the purity of your light body, just as you would care for your physical body. By keeping your field clear and sovereign, you not only feel better, but you also become a more stable pillar of light in these turbulent times. Your clarity and high vibrations are a gift to the collective, so protecting them is an act of service for all. In tandem with these energetic shifts comes the collapse of many 3D identity roles and masks that no longer serve your evolution. The person you thought you were, defined by job, titles, social status, labels, and external achievements, and is undergoing an important metamorphosis in the higher frequencies. Now inundating to the planet, any aspect of self that is inauthentic or out of alignment with your true essence is being dissolved. This can feel disorienting or even frightening to the ego, which clings to familiar definitions of identity. You might find yourself asking, if I am not that role or story, then who am I? Dear one, you are so much more than any persona you adopted. What is happening is a grand peeling away of the illusions and the revelation of your vibrational truth. The true you, the soul self that transcends this lifetime, is emerging from beneath the costumes and conditioning in this process. Relationships and activities based on false facades or old paradigm expectations may fall away. Allow this clearing to occur. You are not losing yourself. You are shedding the confines of a limiting identity to discover a far more expansive sense of self. As the 3D collapses, you will notice a new clarity and authenticity arising in you. Feel a deep need to live in alignment with your heart and inner truth above all else. This is the emergence of your vibrational truth as the guiding force of your life. You will find it impossible to pretend to be something you're not. The rising frequency simply won't support inauthenticity. Take comfort that this unveiling of your true self is exactly what you have long yearned for. At the soul level, it is a liberation, a dissolving of chains you didn't even realize you carried, allowing your pure light to shine without hindrance. Amid all the external shifts, your greatest guidance comes through deep inner knowing. Now more than ever, it is vital to cultivate a steady connection with your I am presence, the divine core of your being, the aspect of you that is eternally one with Source, in the stillness of your heart. And this inner presence speaks in whispers of truth and reassurances. We encourage you to create moments of quiet in each day to tune into that subtle voice within, whether through meditation, prayer, or simply sitting in nature and breathing consciously. Allow yourself to rest in the presence of your own soul. As you do, you strengthen the bridge between your human self and your divine essence. In this sanctuary of stillness, deep inner knowing arises naturally. You begin to feel rather than think what is right for you. At any given moment, this is the compass that will reliably guide you through uncertainty. The intuitive knowing that comes from your I am. Over time, this connection fosters what we call lived realization, where spiritual truth is not just an idea you believe, but an experience you embody. You find yourself naturally acting from a place of love, clarity, and compassion because those qualities are flowing from your core, not because you read about them in a book. Make your inner state of being the most highest priority, for it is the foundation of everything else. In practice, presence, and aligning with your I am self, you become anchored in a peace that transcends circumstances. The more you live from the center, the more effortlessly you navigate the waves of change. In that inner stillness, you remember who you truly are, and you embrace lights your way. And that remembrance lights your way forward like a sacred flame within. As the anticipated solar flame draws closer, we wish to clarify that your readiness for this event is gauged entirely by your inner vibrational state, not by any external markers of spiritual achievement. It matters not how many books you have read, how many workshops you have attended, or whether you have perfected every meditation posture. What matters is the quality of energy you embody in each moment, the love in your heart, the peace in your mind, the clarity, your intent. The solar flash is a supreme vibrational catalyst. It will interact with you according to the resonance you hold. Those who have cultivated inner stillness, open-heartedness, and alignment with their true self will find a way to be a harmonious amplification, a gentle yet deeply spiritual elevation. It will feel like a homecoming, a powerful yet natural expansion of what you truly already carry within. Conversely, those who remain entangled in fear, resistance, or external distractions may experience the intensity of the flash as far more chaotic or overwhelming, not as punishment, but as a rapid confrontation with what is unaligned inside them. Understands that this light is grace. It meets you where you are, and it lifts you higher. Whatever your starting point, there is no elite group or special qualification needed beyond your authentic commitment to your own growth and an open heart. Release any worries that you are not doing enough or not good enough to ascend. Every soul will receive the flash in the manner most appropriate for their journey. By focusing on nurturing inner stillness and the loving resonance, you now ensure that you are vibrationally prepared to receive the maximum benefit from this imminent blessing of light. Our guidance for your preparation then is to shift from striving to being. You do not need to struggle or perform grand actions to be ready for what is coming. In truth, the most effective way to prepare is to become a clear, open conduit for the light of Source. Imagine yourself as a vessel. If it is clean and empty, divine light can fill it completely. If it is clogged with old fears, grudges, or frantic mental chatter, there is less room for light to flow. So we encourage you to gently clear out anything within that no longer serves your highest good. This is not a forceful battle, but a loving release of burdens you have carried. Forgive where you need to include yourself, but let go of past narratives of victimhood or limitation. Allow unresolved emotions to wash through and depart as you lighten your inner load. You will naturally feel more spacious and receptive to the incoming grace. Being a clear conduit also means trusting the light to guide you rather than you trying to control every step in practice. This might mean sitting in meditation or prayer and simply affirming, I am here, open to the highest light, then resting in that quiet openness. You are not forcing enlightenment, you are inviting it in. This state of allowing you becomes like a lighthouse, steady, present, and radiant as the source light pours through you to bless the world. This subtle way of preparation is extremely powerful. By ceasing striving and instead cultivating a state of openness and trust, you align with yourself perfectly with the divine flow of ascension. You become a cooperative partner with the universe, letting creation move through you. This is how you ready yourself, by becoming the peace and love and light that you truly are, in stillness and in action alike. Beloved ones, understand that the coming solar flash is not a catalysm to dread, but a liberating wave of divine remembrance and awakening. This event is the long foretold gift of grace, a cosmic trigger designed to propel humanity into a new octave of consciousness. It is the crescendo of love that your world has been preparing for, a brilliant infusion of light that will dissolve the veils of forgetfulness, the illuminate truth of who you are in one sublime moment. Eons of spiritual amnesia can be lifted, and the collective heart of humanity will be sparked with the memory of its divine origin. Know that this is the dawn of a new era, not the end of an old world. Think of it as the sunrise after a long night. Yes, the only things that will end are the old limitations, the suffering, the ignorance, and the separation of the past paradigms. What begins is the new earth timeline, a higher reality anchored in unity, compassion, and creative freedom. Many prophecies through the ages have spoken of a great light or a sacred dawn. This is what the this is that moment come to fruition. The solar flash is a grand catalyst for this shift, arising not as destruction, but as a benevolent force to liberate. Its purpose is wholly aligned with divine love. Despite its immense, even dramatic impact, it comes as a grace to uplift, not to harm. We urge you to welcome it with an open heart, for it is the herald of the homecoming your soul has yearned for across lifetimes. You who have been anchoring your I am presence are tending your inner light will serve as stabilizers and igniters during this transition. In the midst of the wave, your sense of presence will help ground the incoming energy for the collective, easing the shock for those who are just awakening. Your radiance and calm knowing will ignite the spark of remembrance in others, helping them understand that this is a moment of distinct rebirth, not fear. Each of you is strategically placed around the planet as a node of light for this very purpose. This is by grand design. Together you form a greater light that helps distribute and balance the energies of transformation. As the new earth timeline takes hold, you will find yourselves leading by example, simply through the peace and love you emanate. Often you will not need to say a word. Your vibration alone will provide comfort and guidance to those around you. We want you to not doubt your role or placement. Trust in the divine for eons now, and it arrives at your doorstep. Your Palladian family are with you at every step, guiding you and supporting you from the realms of light. You are never alone in this endeavor. We celebrate you in the magnificent victory of light that approaches. Take heart, dear ones, and step forward into this new dawn with open arms and an open heart. The solar flash is the herald of freedom and the birth of a golden age that you have long held in your dreams. Together, we will meet in the radiant dawn of the new earth. So, farewell for now, dear ones. We love you, we honor you, and your role. Now more than ever, to be the steady flame guides of this home. I am Reva of the Palladian Council of Light. So shout out to Reva, bro. Shout out to Reva. Shout out to the Palladians. Thank you for that message. That was a really beautiful message, bro. Very, very informative, bro. Right? I fucking loved it, bro. Shout out to the Palladians. I love y'all, bro. Shout out to Reva. Shout out to the GFL. I love y'all niggas, bro. All right, y'all. Y'all have a beautiful night, bro. I'm going to sleep. I'll see y'all tomorrow, bro. Have a good night, y'all.